how's it going? It's me, Megan, and I am back with another video. If you guys are new to my channel, I'm a full-time reseller on Poshmark and a few other platforms, but mostly Poshmark. And here on YouTube, I like to make reseller content. I'll do what sold videos, I'll do unboxings, I'll do all that good stuff. So if that is something you guys are interested in, please make sure to like and subscribe, and that way you'll never miss one of my videos. So first things first, happy Easter for all you guys that celebrate. Me and my husband didn't do much today, and we don't really plan on doing much. We got donuts and Dunkin' coffee, and yeah, just kind of hung out this morning. Probably just be hanging out the rest of the day, maybe read, maybe go for a walk. It's super nice and sunny outside. And I know I haven't been making a lot of other videos besides my What Sold Sunday videos, but I did just post an older bins haul on Friday, and I am going to be filming another one today and hopefully getting that out this week because I actually found some good stuff at the bins. The last few times I went, I didn't find anything great, so I wasn't really excited to share with you guys a video about that. But just so you know, even I have bad sourcing days, but I am excited to share what I found this week with you guys. And yeah, so I'm just going to be going over my sales from this week. I'm finally caught up, so I can be going week by week with you guys again, so I'm not sharing 30-minute videos with you guys all the time. But yeah, I also plan on getting probably a bulk box from THREDUP sometime in the next month or two. They just processed recently a couple boxes I sent them like months ago, so I have credit on there. And I think I'll put it towards a bulk box. I feel like that's my best option. If I get lucky and see like a DIY designer box, or I see something else on there that I'm interested in getting, I might grab it. I haven't gotten a THREDUP box in a really long time. The last several DIY designer boxes I got were not great, but since I have the credit on there, I might as well use it towards something. I've never lost money on the bulk boxes, but trust me, I have not like done super well. I've seen some people get amazing bulk boxes, but that I feel like was at least a year or so ago. So we'll see. Let me know if you got one recently and what your thoughts are. But anyway, I'm just gonna get into my sales. I did have someone mention last week if I could share my March sales and kind of some stats about that. And I haven't fully finished my spreadsheet thing with prices and everything, but I will share with you kind of the information I have so far. So last month in March, for the whole of March, I made $2,814.17, and that is just what things sold for minus site fees, so like after Poshmark fees, Mercari fees, Deopop fees, all that. So not too bad. I haven't yet been able to go in and subtract what each item cost individually yet, but I did subtract what I spent during March, like on new inventory. So that amount minus what I spent on March inventory, which was $440.15, was $2,374.02. And that was for 104 sales. Can't tell if that's a 9 or a 4, but I'm pretty sure I wrote down 104. So that kind of averages out to about $22 sale, which is my average sales price. Luckily, because I go to the bins and I spend, when I do that, I spend between $1 and $2 on most things. That is a pretty good profit margin. But when I am spending, on average $10 at a lot of local thrift stores, that's not great. But I do think it balances out. Sometimes, as you guys know, if you've been watching my videos, I get, $100, $200 sales on something I might have spent, 10, 15, 20 bucks on at a local thrift store. But then I'll have sales where I got it at the bins 2 years ago for $1 and it just sold and I like made $6 after fees. So it all ends up balancing out, but I did want to share that with you guys. So yeah, I'm just going to get into my new April sales now. I will say it has been a slow start to the month. I feel like that happens a lot, usually on April 1st, there's just like a lot of bills due, like rent and everything. So I don't think people are so keen on spending a lot more money. But I did, like I mentioned, go to the bins this week. I want to say it was on Tuesday. So I have been listing a lot of new stuff, and I'm really hoping, you know, that this coming week that really helps my sales and some of that stuff sells. And I already had a couple of sales from that trip. So anyway, I'll be going over my sales from April 2nd to yesterday, which was April 8th. So Sunday the 2nd, I had 2 sales. My weekends have been a lot slower. Usually I have a lot more sales, especially on Saturdays, but last weekend, very slow. And even this weekend has been pretty slow. But last Sunday I had 2 sales. I sold these Ann Taylor linen wide leg pants. I got these at the bins, and I don't really pick up Ann Taylor. It doesn't do super well for me. I haven't sold it in a very, very long time. But I loved the way these pants looked. Wide leg is so trendy. I pick up almost anything wide leg at the bins, as long as it's in good condition and, you know, a somewhat notable brand. Like even Wild Fable, if they had like a pair of wide leg pants, I'd probably pick them up. But these were linen, great for the spring and summer. Found a model photo, which was great. And yeah, they ended up selling for $20, which is good. I didn't really know how much I'd get for them. And then after fees, I made $16. And then the other thing I sold on Sunday was another thing I got at the bins, a pair of J brand mid-rise jeans. I don't really pick up J brand unless it's a very trendy style, but this was one of the bin strips where I was having a really hard time finding anything, and J brand is an expensive brand. But mid-rise skinny jeans, you know, not the trendiest thing right now, but they were in perfect condition, so I was really hoping that, you know, I know somebody's looking for this style, but that somebody would want these jeans. They did end up selling for $22, and after fees I made $15.58, and the person left me a very nice love note, which I don't get too many of nowadays, but she said that she wore them the same day that she got them, so that was really exciting. All right, moving on to Monday the 3rd, I had 4 sales. I sold these teal figs scrub pants. I've actually been finding figs scrub pants a lot recently. I'm not sure why, but I'm not complaining. The first time I found them, like when I was in Portland, they took months to sell and sold for like barely anything. So I was really worried about picking them up again, but they've been selling a lot better now. Sometimes even for almost as much as brand new. Like these I sold for $45, but I think originally they were like maybe $50, maybe not even $50, and they're still available on the website. So I'm not quite sure what people are looking for, but I found these at a local thrift store. So I probably spent about $8 to $10 on them, but they sold for $45, and after fees I made $36. Then I sold this Soft Surroundings long sleeve top. This I got at the bins. I do pick up Soft Surroundings pretty frequently at the bins. Sometimes it gets a good amount, sometimes not so much, but this was just like a pretty classic piece by them. I feel like a longer tunic sweatshirt. And this person also wrote me a very nice love note saying they were looking for a top like this. So again, very happy about that. Sold for $20, and after fees I made $16. Then I sold this ModCloth unicorn sweater. I found this at a Goodwill recently, probably spent about $10 on it. I actually found 2 sweaters like this. This one had unicorns on it. The other one had like T-Rexes on it. So cute. I love ModCloth sweaters like this. They do this kind of sweater print a lot. If these were like their Halloween ones with the bats or the ghosts, I would have 100% kept it. I love those. Every time I see them on their website, I'm very tempted to buy them, but they do get pretty expensive and they do sell out, I think, pretty quickly, especially, you know, the Halloween ones. But I loved this unicorn print, and I had them listed for pretty high, and they did take a little bit to sell, but they were getting so much attention, and I could just tell people really love them. This one sold first. It sold for $49, and after fees I made $39.20, and I still have the other one listed. So I'll be excited when that one sells. And the last thing I sold on Monday were these Spanx wide leg pants. And these were so cute. I found these at a Goodwill really recently. These sold pretty quickly. I was a little apprehensive about picking them up because they were a size extra small. And I just didn't know how many people that are a size extra small are looking for Spanx stuff, because you know, it's like shapewear. But these were really cute, perfect again for the season, wide leg, like I said, very trendy. And they're still for sale on their website, and they're for sale for $100 and something, I want to say. I did have these listed at $80, but when someone sent me an offer of $60, I did decide to accept because it was a quick sale. I got them for probably about $10. And again, I wasn't sure with the sizing how much more attention they were gonna get. So they ended up selling for $60, and after fees I made $48. Then Tuesday the 4th, I had 2 sales. I sold this Banana Republic men's merino wool sweater. I picked this up at the bins because it's really hard to pass on a quality, you know, wool or cashmere piece. But I knew it wasn't going to get too much. This is kind of like a saturated, very common style sweater. But it did sell, and it's sold now, which is, you know, interesting because it's getting warmer out. But it ended up selling for $15, and after fees, I made $12. And then I sold these Nike Air Max rainbow sneakers, and I've had these for probably close to 1.5 years. I don't think I got these last winter, but I think I got them the winter before in Connecticut when I was home visiting family for the holidays. And they're very cute. I had no idea how to price them. There weren't many like online or much information I could find about them. Some people have them listed really high. Mine were missing shoelaces. So yeah, it took a while to sell, but they did end up selling. They sold for $100, and after fees I made $80, so I do think that was worth the wait. Then Wednesday the 5th, I had 1 sale. I sold this new tag American Eagle soft and sexy long sleeve. I do like to sell the soft and sexy collection from American Eagle. Doesn't get a lot. I feel like it used to be more popular, but I do still occasionally pick it up if I see it at the bins. This piece was actually from my sister-in-law, and she gave me a bunch of stuff she was just donating last winter. So I decided to sell it, ended up selling for $9, and after fees I made $6.05. Then Thursday the 6th, I had 3 sales. I sold this Victoria's Secret pair of bathing suit bottoms. These were new without tag. I might have got these at the bins, maybe in some weird THREDUP box. Forgot I even still had them. They randomly were getting a bunch of attention one day, and then somebody bought them. I don't know, it is getting into swimsuit season. These end up selling for $9, and after fees I made $4.03. Then I had a flip sale, this Zara pink metallic bodysuit. If I saw this at the bins, I'd probably pick it up. With anything pink, especially like this, I use the keyword Barbie. Very trendy keyword to use. I would suggest putting that into your pink listings. But it ended up selling for $15. After Posh fees, I made $12, and then after flip consignment fees, I made $5.25. And then the last thing I sold on Thursday was this Joe's Jeans lambskin leather skirt. I got this at a local thrift store recently. I was excited to find it. I didn't even really look up comps because I know Joe's sells well for me, and it was lambskin leather, so I'm like, this has to be worth something. But comps actually were not that great, which was pretty disappointing. But it did end up selling pretty quickly for $28, and after fees I made $19.42. And I want to say I probably spent maybe $8 on that skirt, so not too bad. I'm glad it sold pretty quickly though. And then Friday, I think, was my best day of sales this week. I sold 6 items. I sold this H&M black jumpsuit. I got this at the bins, great size, great like modern style, but H&M is a really hard sell for me. Out of all the fast fashion brands, I have the hardest time selling H&M, so I don't really pick it up all that often. This took a couple months to sell, but it ended up selling for $15, and after fees I made $12. Then I sold these Abercrombie & Fitch distressed mom jeans. I think I picked these up at a local thrift store, so probably spent about $10 on them. I like to sell like modern Abercrombie & Fitch jeans. These were modern, but they weren't the trendiest of styles. I think cropped jeans are a little bit of a hard sell. but these did end up selling for $32, and after fees I made $25.60. Then I sold this Ellen Tracy pink linen blouse, and this is one of the pieces that sold from my most recent bins trip, so it only took a couple of days to sell. I don't really sell this brand, but it was linen and it was pink and it was great for the spring and summer, so I thought, why not give it a try? I didn't list it for very much, but it ended up selling for $13, and after fees I made $10.05. Then I sold this 90s Coach Soho bag. I got this last time I was in Connecticut at a Salvation Army. I paid $20 for it, and I was pretty confident. It was in perfect condition, so cute, so classic. I had it listed pretty high, so I think that's why it was having a hard time selling. But someone offered me $70, and I did decide to accept now that it's been a few months of it being listed. And then after fees, I made $56. Then I sold these Anthropologie Cartanier. I have no idea how to pronounce that Anthropologie brand. Wide leg trousers. Found these at the bins a few months ago. I want to say maybe at the end of last year. Found a model photo for it, which was great. Again, wide leg pants, super trendy. They ended up selling for $40, and after fees, I made $29.98. And then the last thing I sold on Friday was this Princess Polly crop top. I have not sold a lot of Princess Polly. I don't really find it that often, and I probably wouldn't pay up for it. But if I find it at the bins, I will pick it up and I will try and sell it. They make really cute and trendy clothing. I don't think they're super expensive to begin with, but I do think they hold their value because it is a trendy brand. This crop top ended up selling for $27, and after fees, I made $19.58. And then yesterday, Saturday, I only had 2 sales. I had them pretty early, so I was hoping I was going to have a good sales day with more sales, but I only ended up having those 2. The first thing I sold were these XCVI wide leg pants. Now, I have tried to sell this brand once before. I have a jacket from them that I'm pretty sure I still have, and I'm pretty sure I've had that jacket for 3 years. Probably just need to lower the price a whole bunch and hope it sells. Again, I'm still trying to get better at that, lowering my prices from especially years ago. So when I saw these at the bins this week, this was another thing I got this week at the bins, I was like, I'll give it another shot. These are pretty unique, pretty fun pants, good condition. We'll see how these go. Why not? It's the bins. And I listed them for $50, and they sold for $50, which I am super happy about, especially because they sold within a few days, and you know, makes me feel a lot better about this brand. But yeah, I was excited about that. Again, not a brand I find a lot. Again, this was probably only the second time I've ever found it. And yeah, they ended up selling for $50, and after fees I made $40. And then the last thing I sold yesterday was a bundle sale of this Beyond Yoga sports bra, which came from my most recent bins trip this week, and a Barefoot Dreams cardigan that did have a hole in it, that came from the bins not recently, back when I was in Portland. I've been sitting on it for a while. So when the person bundled this and offered me $36, I just decided to accept. I have about $2, maybe $3 put into it because I got both of these items at the bins. And yeah, I don't think anyone else is going to buy this Barefoot Dreams cardigan because I cannot sell that brand for much. Don't know why, but I have a really hard time with it. And this Beyond Yoga, like long line sports bra, it wasn't like the newest piece, but I do like to sell Beyond Yoga. Again, not something I find very often, but Beyond Yoga, Aloe, those are good sports brands to keep an eye out for. And yeah, it's a quick sale for that. So it ended up selling for $36, and then after fees, I made $28.80. So not the best of weeks with sales, but still some good sales in there. And I do think that sales are going to go up next week, especially because I am listing so many new items this week, and hopefully I can get back to the bins sometime this coming week and have even more listings up, but we will see. So my gross total for this week was $675, so a little on the low end, and after fees of $155.46, I net $519.54. So not terrible. Glad to be at least at $500. I know it's a holiday today. I know it probably wasn't the first thing on people's minds to be buying clothes, but hopefully people get some Easter money or something and want to spend it this week. And yeah, I hope you guys are having a great holiday if you are celebrating, and if not, just a great weekend. I hope you have a fantastic time sourcing and selling this week, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye!